Have you ever wondered if you can buy a home and sell a home at the same time? We're going to talk about that in just a moment.
Clarkson Premier Team, welcome to your new hometown.
Hi, I'm Amy Clarkson with the Clarkson Premier Team. We're a real estate team that services West Fort Worth and the surrounding areas to include Granbury, and I want to thank you so much for watching today's video. We release a video every Wednesday, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell to be reminded about the new videos when they are released. One of our most frequent questions we get from first-time home sellers is, can I buy a home and sell a home at the same time? And the answer is yes. It can be a tricky process for sure, and there's some things we need to go through and talk about, some risk involved in doing that, but it is definitely possible to go ahead and look for a new home as you've got your other home on the market. And so you need an agent that can walk you through that process and make sure that you are covered and that you are protected in those situations. Most first-time home sellers never think about the tricky process that it can be to sell your home and buy a home at the same time, because there's certain dominoes that have to fall, and if one of those dominoes fails, it can ruin the process down the road. So in this video, we're going to talk about what it looks like for you to be able to buy a home and sell a home at the same time. The first way is to buy a home on a contingency. When you find that perfect home, your agent will write your contract so that you have a contingency of selling your current home to purchase that home, which means it protects you if for some reason your current home doesn't sell in the time period of the contract, then you have a way to back out of that contract and get back your earnest money. You have to be very careful on this because you want to make sure your timing is right. And another drawback is when you have a contingency, a seller may not be willing to take that risk because they are putting their home at risk for you to sell your home first, because that may not go through if your home doesn't sell. Most homes sold on a contingency means that if you do not sell your current home, you are not obligated by the new home. This is a great choice for someone who has to sell their home first before they can make a purchase. It protects them in the case that their home does not sell. The obvious drawback of having closing on a contingency for a seller is it puts the risk on the seller as opposed to the buyer, because the seller is taking a risk that the buyer can sell their home to purchase their home. I want you to think about it for just a moment. If a seller has multiple offers and 4 of them are no contingency and 1 of them is a contingent offer, they're least likely to take that risk and choose one of the other buyers that does not have a contingency. And for this reason, that's why some buyers try to buy a home without any contingencies possible. The only thing with that is if you have to sell to make a home purchase, you put yourself at risk without putting that contingency in place. The second way is to own both homes. That means that you get a second mortgage on that new home, and that gives you time to get moved into the new home and then get your other home ready to sell. Now, if this option works for you, that's something that would be less stressful for you because you take one step at a time. This is something that you would want to discuss with your lender about that possibility. This also gives you a process to maybe turn your current home into an investment home where you can rent it out to some renters or take your time to sell it at the price that you would like to sell it at. Owning both homes could also be an opportunity for you if you need to do repairs on your current home. You could move into your new home, then do your repairs, and then get it ready to sell. So it makes you have a longer timeline. A drawback of this situation of owning 2 homes might be that you may not be able to buy as much home in that second home because you need the proceeds from the first home. So you may have to think about, what does it look like for you to make that move? Is it going to be something that you're going to settle for, or is the new home you're moving into going to be what you want, and then you can take your time on selling your first home? The third way is you might consider renting a home. And renting a home may be 2 options. You may be consider renting a temporary home for maybe 6 months to a year as you look for that perfect home so you can get your first home sold and then take your time to find the second one. Or you maybe consider seeing if the new owner of your home would consider renting to you for a month or 2 as you do your house hunting. And in that situation, you have time to get the first home sold, stay in it while you find your new home, and then make that transition just once. A drawback of renting your home from your new buyer would be that you'd have to find a specific buyer that would be willing to allow you to rent your home for 30 to 60 days while you find one. And so some buyers that are looking to buy your home need to move in right away. So a leaseback would not be an option for them. And that might be when you do like a temporary lease on another home. as you do your home search. Again, buying and selling a home at the same time can be tricky business. You want to make sure you have an agent that knows and understands that process and can orchestrate all the steps to make sure that all the dominoes line up and fall the way they should. At this point, you may be convinced that you need some help guiding you through the process of buying and selling at the same time, or you may be thinking you don't even know where to start. We would love to help be your guide through this process. Feel free to reach out to us. You can leave a comment below, or you can reach out to me through my contact information. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to speaking with you. Hi, I'm Amy Clarkson with the Clarkson Premier Team. We're a real estate team that I'm out of practice.
I just want you to know you're a cutie patootie and you got this. That smile is plastered on your face.